Here's a tutorial video for Wusik PR82. There's a performance tool for live presentations. This is a standalone version, but the plugin version is exactly the same. It doesn't have the options here, but besides that, it's exactly the same. So when you open for the first time, you're going to have the play and edit options. If you hit play, it's going to tell that it's an empty project, that you add objects to it first. So I'm going to go to edit. I have my global options here. I'm going to explain every option in a minute. I'm just going to quickly show how to start adding two sounds. So first thing, I'm going to set my beats per minute here, beats per minute 120, and measures 4. So if I click on an empty area here and select audio, it has created an audio object. It's very small, so I'm going to click the triangle here and make it larger. I'm going to go here on the object options, and on the object name, I'm going to select it, drum loop 1. Then I'm going to scroll down, load audio. I already have set my path for my audio loops. So I'm going to load this one that's 4 measures and it's at 120 beats per minute. And here I'm going to select that auto start clock. So when I hit it, it's going to start plus the sequencer right away. I can click on the triangle to change the size. I can click anywhere else to change the position. And I'm going to click on an empty area to add another audio. And it's going to mimic the first one. And I'm going to change the name to drum loop 2. And then I'm going to change the measures. Measures sets to the default. And I'm going to put 2 because the next audio I'm going to load audio is 2 measures. It's not 4. I just click again to stop the audio. And then I'm going to click play. The difference with the editor here is that when I click on an object, it selects the object and autoplays the object. I can disable this here on autoplay audio on load. So it just plays one object at a time, just because this is the editor. So if I go to the play mode now, as soon as I click the drum loop 1, it's going to start playing drum loop 1 and it's going to start the sequencer. And it's going to keep playing as long as I press it to trigger to stop at the end. So it stops at the end. And if I click again, it's going to trigger to start at the start. And I can trigger the other one to play together. So they are in sync now. This has 4 measures and this has 2 measures. Now I trigger to stop both at the end. And if I press F5, it's going to go back to the editor. You can disable this behavior here on disable F5 play edit. And this is the basic procedure. So let's go now to check one by one the other options we have. First, I take a look at the global options. I have my templates here. I can select some templates for the whole interface, but the buttons. It's not loading my images for some reason. Okay, let's try something else. So let's go here, snap to grid and show grid, where I already talked about. the grid size, the grid color, and you also have the back color that you can change to anything you want. But you also have a back image that you can load. I have provided some textures and other images with the program just for some ideas to what you can put on the background. So let's try this metal one here and stretch. And you can also select the transparency. So let's put 0.8 to make it very transparent. It's just an idea. Then you have the flash color and the first bit color and the measure color. Those are the ones that is going to flash in the sequencer. So let's say I want it to flash. You have the alpha here. I want to flash, not pink. Let's try red color. And the first bit color going to flash a green color. And the first measure, when the measure goes to 1, it's going to be a blue color. So let's press F5 and test this out. So this is a very dramatic flash. You can make it a bit subtle with the alpha option. And you can also disable by setting alpha to 0 if you don't want to use it. So this is more subtle. And you can also adjust the decay of how long the flash is going to last. Let's say 600 milliseconds. Milliseconds, a bit too much because the actual beat time is not that long. But you get the idea. So the other option is the font, that you can select which font you want for all the objects. If you want to change something more dramatic, if you want. Then you have the bits per minute, internal clock. If I select the external clock, it's going to use the host tempo. Since this is the standalone version, it doesn't have a host tempo. You can auto start the clock when you start the first loop, auto play audio on load during the edit. Can disable the F5 to go from play to edit. And you also have the master volume. Let's say I'm going to put 0 decibels for my master volume. And I can use the auto to make it lower the volume and leave it lower. So as you start playing around for the first time, it's going to lower the audio until it's a good level and going to stay there. So you can see that already lower to minus 2.29. So you just play all the loops and everything you want to mix to have an idea what's going to be the overall volume. So now let's take a look at some options. We have audio, button, and image label. When you click on an empty area, you have these 3 options for objects that you can add. Audio, we'll already take a look at it quickly. Button, you can have a button that's going to do something. So if you go here on the object options, you have the action for the button. So we have several options here, like start and stop the sequencer, just start or just stop, panic to stop everything, close the application window or just the window, stop a sound, a particular sound, stop a group of sounds, send MIDI notes, fade sounds or group, multi-starter that I'm going to explain later. And you can also change the screen because you have 4 screens. I'm going to select panic here for now. you have screen A, B, C, and D. The screens are just screens. They will play together. So if you leave something playing on screen A, it's going to keep playing if you go to screen B. So they are not like patterns. So let me play this here. This is my panic button now. As soon as I click it, it's going to stop everything. And the other option is image label. If you want to just add an image, so you can select, let's say, the background color to alpha 0 and select an image. And the image goes on the bottom area. So now I can resize it, and it's going to be below anything. And you can even set to back so it's below any other image that you add if you want. So that's another option you have. So this is just a quick overview. I'm going to do a second video where I go for explaining every single option that we have here. So this is just a quick overview. And mind you that most options have tooltips. Just leave the mouse on something and it's going to show a quick tooltip on the left. Not everything has an option for the tooltip, but most things should have. So, okay, I think this is just a quick overview of what you can do. And you can also save this as templates or export a project and later import the project in another host sequencer project that you have, because this is saved on the song. In the case of the standalone, it's saved when you close it. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.